The Celtic Forever podcast is a zero advert and zero profit channel. The channel also includes Celtic highlights and player interviews, so join the uninterrupted fun and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Hello again, everybody. A very warm welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. I am Xander. We have John here to go through the big build-up to Dundee versus Celtic on Sunday. Can't wait. Back to domestic action, John. We're finally here. Friday kick-off is on Sunday, so we're not long to wait. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Just looking forward to the game on Sunday. It drags in, doesn't it, this international crap. It's just been... feels longer than 2 weeks this time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, off the park. There in Scottish football, there's been a lot going on. And the international stuff sort of seems to be in the background a wee bit, doesn't it? So let's get into the stuff that's been going on then, John. We'll do the preview in about 10 minutes of the Dundee game, but we'll hit on any wee bits of news surrounding Celtic just now and Scottish football in general. We'll start with Daizan maeda, John. Looks as though he is, in fact, out of the Dundee game. Or he could be out of the Dundee game because he missed training. Daizan missed training earlier on Friday, John. So it looks as though our talisman is going to be missing for this one, John. Daizan maeda, that's going to be a massive blow.
One of our top players. So that's always a big blow. But look, there's players there to step in and, step up to the mark. It's a chance for somebody to make a name for themselves, be it what's the other option, but Daizan normally plays on the left, but we've got Tanecti there, he's flying, so up front, you're going to have your usual boy up front, and so somebody's got to come in on the right and stamp their authority there, because we haven't got anybody that has done that yet, Xander.
No, that's right, John. On the right hand side is a bit of a problem just now. Hopefully we can get that sorted out in January. Fingers crossed, but it's going to have to be Forrest or Yang, isn't it? Because we tried Balikwisha over on the right hand side, he didn't do too well. But he sets up the goal against Motherwell. Big Balikwisha, John. He's maybe flying in confidence just now. Hopefully he is, and we can possibly try Balikwisha over on the right again.
Well, Celtic pursued this boy for a long time, so he must be good at something. I haven't seen anything yet to suggest he's a quality player. I know he probably is a quality player, but so far, we've seen nothing from him. So far, anybody listening, I'm not downing on the boy. He's got time yet. He's got time to prove himself. But we've seen absolutely nothing apart from that, run into the box for the winning goal. But we haven't seen anything else yet, have we?
No, not yet. Not yet, anyway, John. But that's an option anyway for the manager, that he could play him over there. But Daizan looks as though he's going to be missing this game anyway, John. I don't think it's going to be anything long term, but nothing has been officially announced as of yet. He might even turn up against Dundee on Sunday. We don't know. It's just that it wasn't pictured in the training video that was released today, John. So that is obviously clearly a concern. Just coming off the news for a wee second, John, we've got a new contestant to join the 25-player league there on your left-hand side. It's Donegal Doll has joined the league. So welcome to Donegal Doll, and good luck with the competition. She put her entries in as well. I still to check them. I gave her 4 free guesses. I still to check them out, so I'll get back to you, Donegal Doll, on that to see if you've got any points. We didn't get any right either, John, on the predictor, so we'll do a wee predictor later on for the weekend. But that just brings me back nicely to everybody that is in the league table there on the left hand side, John. Get your guesses in, folks, just now for Dundee, because this is your last chance. Well, you can put a guess in on Sunday morning on this video if you want, but this is your last chance. This is the last podcast up until Monday, so get your guess in just now for Dundee versus Celtic on Sunday. One guess each into the comments. Good luck, everybody, in this to win the fantastic prize at the end of the season. Right, John, let's move on because we've got too much to get through. And that does actually bring us on nicely, saying Brendan's got choices on the right-hand side with Balikwisha, Yang and Forest potentially there, John, because Fabrizio Romano's came out today, John, saying that the manager, Brendan Rodgers, has got various clubs interested in him, not just in England, in other countries as well, John, but they've got their eye on Brendan Rodgers in this situation with Brendan's contract. Obviously, he's not signed any contract yet. I mean, and there's a long time to go. You know, there's still the rest of this year and to May next year before Brendan needs to sign a contract. But, you know, the Sharks are swimming around, John. They're sniffing about Brendan Rodgers. And that's going to be the case because he is a quality manager. There is always going to be clubs interested in him.
Aye, look, Brendan says he'll stay for 3 years. He'll see it out this time. I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll stick out the 3 years and then he'll beat it. I just don't see him staying for another season. Me, personally speaking, I can't see it myself, Xander.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. There's a lot of delay here, John. I mean, just looking at the manager himself, he's looking a wee bit unsettled when he does these interviews. He's a bit red around the eyes. He's a bit stressed. You know, that's obviously to do with the performances on the park as well, not making the Champions League, etc. But he doesn't look settled just now, the manager. And I'm no body language expert by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, if we could get the manager's contract sorted out, maybe that'd take a wee bit of pressure off him. But we'll wait and see, John. We'll wait and see. Let's move on very quickly. Bobby Clark, central midfielder, John. Looks as though that's going to be our first signing in January. Between £4 and £6 million for Bobby Clark. He's on loan just now at Derby, John. He's a Salzburg player just now, but he's on loan at Derby. The former £10 million Liverpool midfielder, John. But with what I'm reading, he's going to be our first signing in January. You know, I thought our first signing would have been a right winger, to be honest with you. But I know you've probably heard of this boy, John, Bobby Clark. But he is flying down in England just now, John. He's playing well in every game. Looks as though Bobby Clark could be our first signing in January.
I never heard him. Don't watch the English game, so I don't know anything about players down there, unless they're linked with Celtic. But that's one I've not seen, but I'll check him out, Sander. Yeah,
okay. Right, fair play, John. Fair play. Let's move on. We'll wait and see what happens in January. Still a wee bit off into it. Still another couple of months away. But time is ticking on. So let's get this quality signs in the door that we've been looking for. Moving away from Celtic for a wee minute, John, over to our rivals, Rangers. We can talk about them because we're up against them in a couple of weeks in the Cup, so we can talk about them. They've got Stephen Smith in caretaker charge of the team until Muscat, John, can become their permanent manager at the end of November, start of December, if you like. So whenever the Chinese league ends, he'll be Rangers' permanent manager, Muscat. I just wanted to have a wee quick word on that, John, because I was looking at Muscat. He's, you know, what he's done in the game as a manager. He's done well in China. He's won a couple of trophies over there. Obviously, they're trying to copy the Ange Postecoglou route that Celtic done, but that doesn't guarantee success, John. It's not always going to work out that way, because I looked at Muscat when he was in Belgium, John. He was the manager of St Truden, John. He was sacked over at St Truden in Belgium for doing an absolutely dreadful job over there. And then you've got to compare him next to Phil Clement, John, the ex-Rangers manager, who also managed in Belgium, who won the league title with Genk and also won the league title with Club Brugge, John. So basically, Rangers are signing a manager. They got sacked in Belgium and they sacked a manager that won 2 league titles in Belgium. Just didn't add up to me.
I don't know anything about Kevin Muscat. I know who he is. He's an Australian guy, isn't he? I think he's an Aussie, Kevin Muscat. I'm not too sure, but...
yeah, he is, John. And he played for Rangers as well.
Did he not have a stint in Japan as well as manager?
Yeah, sure he did, John. I think he's won a couple of trophies throughout his time in Japan and China, John. So yeah, he has one over there. Same as Big Ange, he won over there as well. But when it came to Europe, John, when it came to the European leagues, he failed miserably. So they got rid of a better manager and Clement, to be honest with you, winning 2 league titles in Belgium.
Aye, Big Phil done all right in Belgium, didn't he?
Yeah.
But look, we'll wait and see if if they've got to wait until December to get him, then I don't know anything about this new guy that's in charge of them, Stephen Smith. I've honestly never heard of him either. I've heard of Kevin Muscat, of course, but I've never heard of Stephen Smith. Who is he?
Yeah, I think he used to play. Obviously used to play for Rangers, but I don't know if he was like a first team regular, if you like. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I think James Doran said to me on the comments, or said to us in the comments, that Rangers have Stephen Smith as a caretaker manager. Now, I thought it was a typo. I thought he meant Stephen Naismith. So I've heard of him, obviously. But no, Stephen Smith, not sure. I've not really heard of the boy. But I know he used to play for them. I don't know if it was like a player from the under-18s or under-19s that went into the team. I'm not too sure, John, to be honest with you. But that's who they've got in charge anyway. And that's who we're going to be up against, John, at Hampden come November. So we just need to wait and see what happens with that one as well. Right, John, you ready to do this big build-up then to the Dundee game at Dens on Sunday? As you say, John, it's been a long 2 weeks. A very, very long 2 weeks waiting on this game coming around. Obviously, they're sitting second in the league table just now, John, 2 points behind the Jam Tarts. So nothing other than 3 points on the board here.
Aye. I'm looking forward to the game, obviously. But you kind of dread it as well at the same time because you're looking at Celtic's form right now. It's not the best. But look, it's good to have Celtic back. That's the main thing, isn't it? But 3 points away up at Dundee. It's going to be a tough game, this one, I think.
It's going to be very tough, John, because we've got this injury list of ours is beginning to build. It really is. With Trusty now added to the injury list. He was coming along nicely. He was ready for the first team. And now he's had a setback, John. So Big Trusty is out of this one. We've already got Jota out of this one. It might be too soon for Alistair Johnston. Sriracha looks as though he's going to be missing as well, John, because of travelling time with Uruguay. He's not, I think he only came back there a day, so he might not be physically fit enough for this one, Sriracha. So he's also missing. So we've got a lot of doubts there, John. We really have, and also Daizan added to that list as well. So we've got a few problems there, John. So you're going to be doing the predicted 1 to 11 in about 10 minutes, John. So that's going to be quite tough with all those players missing. Big Scalesy, he's another one that could be a doubt. He's had a family bereavement, John. The big man. Oh, the big man's okay. Our thoughts with him and his family. I don't know what that bereavement is, but we're just thinking of the big man just now. He might be okay, John. He might be okay on Sunday, but the news that I'm hearing is that he could be missing this one as well. So a big list there, John.
It's a big list, and all the best to Liam Scales. My condolences as well. Good luck to Liam.
Yeah.
It's tough when you've got so many players missing, but there is players that can step in and do a job at Celtic. There is, even though the players are missing, there's decent enough cover for them, I think. You know, you've got Trusty missing is obviously, I don't know what the script is with him. He's constantly getting injured now, Trusty.
Mm-hmm.
Alistair Johnson always getting injured. Daizan never gets injured. It's unusual for him to pick up an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
there is cover there, isn't there?
Yeah, I was going to say that, John. There is cover. Both centre halves out. It's a bit of a concern with Big Trusty and Scales missing. So it's going to have to be Big Dane Murray, I would imagine, unless he's got something else up his sleeve, John. I'm not too sure, but it'd have to be Big Dane Murray, I would imagine. Centre half with Vickers Johnston. If he is not quite ready yet, it might be too soon for him. We'll wait and see. But I would imagine it would be Ralston to play in there. And then the other one's missing Daizan. Of course, it would be Sebastian, John, on the left, and possibly Yang or Forrest on the right. So that would be okay there as well. There is cover, John. There is cover, as you say, I suppose. But let's get into a wee bit more detail then, John. Let's go through the Dundee team as well. We've touched on the Celtic concerns there, possible doubts there. Simon Murray's a doubt with a hamstring, John. He's a doubt. He's not actually out of this one. He's just a doubt. He could make it. He may not make it, but he's a decent striker. The big ginger man there up front for Dundee. So he's a doubt. McCracken. I was dreading saying this with you, John, with your reaction to this, but McCracken, the big centre-back, he could be a doubt as well. He's a first-choice centre-back for Dundee. He's also a doubt, John. Cesar Garza, he's also a doubt because of travelling as well. Late return from Mexico, so he's a doubt also. Who else have we got, John? Kieran O'Hara, he's also a doubt for this one as well. So they've got their issues as well, I suppose, John. Anything to say about McCracken?
Nothing.
Okay. We'll move on, John. We'll move on because both teams have their problems, but Dundee are clearly sitting near the bottom of the league. I think they're 11th in the league, Dundee, John. So they are desperate for 3 points. So put that into the pot and mix Celtic's form just now into the pot as well. I think it mixes for a sort of a close game, this one.
I think it will be a close game. I don't know any of the Dundee players. Simon Murray, of course, he's been about 5 years, isn't he? McCracken, he's been about for he's Polly fella. Yeah.
He has.
Aye, I'm sure Dundee signed her. I've not watched Dundee this season, actually. It's a team I've not watched. But did not take a point off of Rangers?
Yeah, a game I didn't watch as well, John, actually, funnily enough. Normally I'll watch, or listen, at least listen to these games, but I didn't watch or listen to the Rangers game. But by all means, Dundee were robbed. So many minutes of injury time added on, blah, 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 blah. It happens every single weekend. But Dundee were very unlucky, but they got a point, John. So that's another, gives you a wee idea of how tough it's going to be at Dens.
Aye, it's always tough up at Dundee. And you've got the Ginger Winger up front, Simon Murray, always shouting and balling at Celtic players and all that. I don't know what it is when it comes to Celtic. He seems to lose his head a wee bit.
Yeah, well, he is a possible doubt. He could make it, John, but we can all wait and see. We can all report on what we read. Right, let's move on then, John. Let's move on. A wee bit of the odds in this one. We always like to do the odds, and I'm going to go into a wee bit more detail this week with odds because it's quite interesting looking at the score, the correct score, because we have our own correct score competition. So this will give our listeners and viewers that are in that competition a wee idea, what to pick with their guesses, John. But right away, off the top is 12-1 Dundee to win at Den, 6-1 the draw, 1-4 Celtic to beat Dundee on Sunday. The game is on Sky Sports Football, obviously, John, so now we know where to watch the game. Dundee are sitting, as I said earlier on, in 11th place with 6 points out of 8 games, John, so no great for them. Big Presley, he's in trouble there at Dundee, I think. They've had 1 win, 3 draws and 4 losses, so not great for them, but it is early in the season, I suppose. And they were also eliminated from the League Cup in the group stage, John, so Big Presley not having the best of times just now. Apart from that game you mentioned 2 minutes ago, John, have 1 each draw with Rangers.
Aye, well, it's no great achievement getting a draw against Rangers, is it? That's their speciality this season. Rangers getting draws. Yeah. Big Elvis no doing too good up there in Dundee. I was just looking up Stephen Presley. I was thinking, how old is Stephen Presley? He's 51. I thought he was older than that. Yeah,
the big ex-Celtic centre-half, ex-Rangers centre-half. Done a good job for us, actually, Big Presley. And he seems like a nice enough big guy, doesn't he?
I like Big Stephen Presley when he was at Celtic. The guy was rock solid as a defender at Xander. I thought he was a cracking centre-back.
Yeah, and the big man's got nothing but nice things to say about Celtic as well, John. So, yeah, we don't wish him any luck this weekend, but we wish him all the best of luck after this weekend, John. This year I was going to go through some of the scores, the betting on these scores. 2-0 to Celtic is 13-2, 3-0 to Celtic is 15-2, 4-0 to Celtic is 12-1. A 1 each draw is currently sitting at 12-1. And a nothing each draw is currently sitting at 28-1. Gamble responsibly, of course. 3-1 is at 19-2 as well. If anyone wants to think of the wee scores to put in the predictor, John, we outside bet. We've got Kieran Tierney to score first at 25-1. That's just to give everybody a wee idea, John, if they've not put their guess in yet. And if you have put your guess in yet, already, folks, you can change it. It's no problem changing it as long as it's before the kick-off. That's not a problem. So I've never mentioned that before, John. You can change it. You want to change your mind, it's not a problem. But you know what to say, John? You don't want to ever change your mind when you've already decided on something. So, but if you do want to change your mind, that's not a problem. You change your mind in the comment section, and I'll add that to the lists. Okay, John. May 2001 was the last time Dundee had any sort of win against Celtic. That's a long time ago. And the last time they won against Celtic at Dens Park, John, was, believe it or not, the centenary season. 1988, a 1-0 win for Dundee at Dens Park, John. That's a long time to wait for a win against Celtic.
I don't know, because you cut out there. It'll probably come out on the podcast, but you cut out. What was the score and when was it?
Yeah, it was a 1-0 win for Dundee away back in 1988, John, at Dens Park. That was the last time Dundee beat us at Dens Park.
Right, 1988, that's a long time ago, isn't it? That's
centenary year.
37 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago, that. Especially on their home turf, you know.
Very, very strange. I know most of the years they've probably been down in lower divisions. That's maybe something to do with it, but yeah, it's a long time ago. Okay, John, let's get into the lineups then. Let's get the predicted lineups. I'll go through Dundee's. John, gives you a wee minute to sort of think about where you're going to go with the Celtic starting 11, because it's going to be tough with all these alleged missing players. You know, Daizan might turn up. You know, Alistair Johnston might turn up. Big Scalesy might turn up. So it's just a guess, John. So just put your wee thinking cap on for a wee minute, and I'll run through the Dundee team, which consists of Astley, McCracken, Graham, Robertson, Samuels, Congreve, Jones, Hamilton, Riley, Hay and Murray if he is fit. Obviously, he's just a doubt at the moment. Big Simon Murray, the striker for Dundee. So that's my predicted 11 for the Dens. John, what are you thinking for Celtic?
Casper, Carter Vickers, and it's a tough one because we don't know if Big Liam Scales is going to make it. So I'll just go for Dane Murray, Vickers and Murray, because we don't know about Scales.
Yeah.
If it's a bereavement, he might want to take time off. We don't know. I don't know how close the family member was or anything. So,
yeah.
So you don't know these things. So I'll say Dane Murray, just because of that. But let's hope the big man's okay for it. But we'll go for Dane Murray just now.
Okay.
Sriracha. If he's just back from international duty, then I don't think he'll start. I think Kieran will start. And on the right, Anthony Ralston. Centre of the park, the usual three: Nygren, McGregor and Hitati.
Yeah.
Up front, Tenecti. On the left, what's the new guy's name? The striker? I forgot his name already.
Iniacho,
aye. It's been that long since I've seen Celtic, I forgot his name. Iniacho up front, aye, right through the middle. And probably, I would say right now, the way things are at Celtic, I'd say Yang on the right, because Forrest is doesn't seem to be getting much time at all. It's only like a 15-20 minute appearance, so that's my lineup, Sander. I'm going for Yang with Iniacho and Tenecti up front.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me, John. We don't know for sure. We don't know because of these injury concerns. Obviously, Daizan looks as though he's definitely out, so it could be Yang or Forrest. And you say, John, Forrest not getting much game time at all just now, even when we're struggling over on the right hand side. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens on Sunday. All right, John, that's fair enough. So all I need off you now, and off of me also, and everybody else that's listening, is a prediction then, John, for the score. That brings us on nicely to the predictor for the weekend. For me, it's anything but a win. I couldn't care less what the score is, to be honest with you. But we need to do the competition, John. We need to get this league table up and running again. We've not had a correct entry in a good few weeks. It's very difficult to predict the Celtic scores just now. We're conceding goals now as well. 2 against Motherwell there. We're conceding goals in Europe, 2 in Europe the last week, the week before last. So we're conceding goals, John, and there's also doubts in the defence as well with injuries. So, what are you thinking anyway, John? What is your score prediction for Dundee v Celtic?
It's always, like you says, it's hard right now predicting a Celtic score. Celtic ain't the Celtic we're used to seeing over the years right now. It's very poor form.
Yeah.
Played well in some games right enough without, having the killer instinct in them. But I think with Celtic being off form, no hitting the net regular, just back from international duty, trying to get back up to speed, going to Dundee, a hard place to go and get a result, even though the Celtic's record there's pretty good. It's still always tough. There's been a lot of close games up in Dundee, and I'm going to stick with it being close. I'm going to say 2-1 under Celtic.
I think it's going to be close as well, John, actually. I hope it's not. I really do hope it's not. And we get a nice early restart to that one, and then we just build from there. So for that reason, I'm going to say 3-0 to Celtic, John. So either way, it's got to be a win, because the Jam Tarts, they're absolutely flying just now, John. So it's got to be that win, because we'll know where we are come Sunday afternoon, John. We know what the Hearts result will have been. So we know exactly what we need to do either way. So I'll say the 3-0 anyway, John, and 2-1 to you. So just take a wee note of them. Okay, let's move on to the predictor then, John. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the predictor this weekend. So let's get flying right into it. Hibs against Livingston on Saturday, John.
Right. Hibs, I don't know what kind of mood they're going to be in after losing that last kick of the ball winner at Tynecastle. But I'll go for a narrow 1-0 Hibs win.
Yeah, Livy are they're on a downward spiral just now, aren't they? So I'll say the 2-0 win to the High Bees, John. 2-0 and 1-0. Moving on, Motherwell against Falkirk. Steelmen. Recent defeat to Celtic, that last minute sickener for them. But they were informed before that, John, and they played well at Celtic Park against, again, another team on a somewhat downward spiral, if you like. Motherwell against Falkirk.
Well, never to underestimate Falkirk, because John McGlynn always has his teams fighting for everything. So, I know you look at Motherwell, I thought they were a cracking team when they came to Celtic Park. I thought they played really, really well. And yeah. I think Motherwell probably edge this one 2-0.
The Steelmen 2-0. I'll say 1 each in that one, John. And then we move to Ibrox, John. Rangers under their new caretaker manager, Stephen Smith. Rangers against the Tangerines, John. Not too sure what their form is. The Dundee United team, I'm not sure if it's up or down. I've not really looked into United. But they go to Ibrox, John, where Rangers have really struggled over the last couple of months. They've sacked the manager because of it. But they're under a new manager, John. But that doesn't make things hunky-dory all of a sudden. Rangers against Dundee United, John. What's your thoughts?
Watched Dundee United a few times this season. I ain't impressed with Dundee United. They don't impress me that much this season. It's a tough one to call, isn't it? They've been hot and cold, Dundee United. But I'm going to go for a narrow Rangers win, 1-0 to Rangers.
Yeah, 2-1 to Rangers.
Well, it's got the Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers. 2-1 to the Rangers for me. But you never know, a wee draw there would be ideal. Not that it matters, John. We need to concentrate on Hearts just now, don't we? Okay, moving on. St Mirren against Aberdeen on Saturday also, John. All the games are on Saturday apart from the Celtic game. But St Mirren, John, they're also down the way just now. Last few results not great. Aberdeen won their first game just before the break there, convincing 4-0 win. But St Mirren very tough, John, at St Mirren Park. So what do you think, John? St Mirren against Aberdeen?
I think it will still, but it doesn't matter if Aberdeen won that game 4-0. I still think St Mirren will turn them over. I think St Mirren will turn them over 2-0.
2-1 Aberdeen for me, John. Okay, we'll wait and see. And of course, the one we'll have our eye on Saturday, John, Kilmarnock, plastic pitch, up against the Jam Tarts. You know, we're hoping that plastic pitch is a wee bit of a leveller. Kilmarnock with the Giants in their team gave us a really, really close game there a few weeks ago. Came out there with a narrow win, didn't we? So, Kilmarnock against Hearts on Saturday also, John.
Tough game for Hearts, that one. I just don't think Hearts are a great team at all. I've watched Hearts, and against Hibs they were very, very poor. Don't know how they managed to get that last kick of the ball go. I just thought Hibs dominated them for most of the game anyway. So Kilmarnock's a tough place to go. The plastic pitch, it can be a hostile atmosphere sometimes as well with the Kilmarnock fans, big players in Kilmarnock team. It's a tough game for Hearts, and I'm going to stick to what I said a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to say 1 each.
All right, John, 1 each. 2-0. No, I'm going to change it. 2-1 to Kilmarnock, John. All right, moving on. Brainy Watch. Let's start with Brainy Watch. Ayr against Morton. Don't know too much, John. I know Ayr have picked it up a wee bit. Don't know much about Morton. What do you think, buddy? Ayr versus Morton on Saturday.
Just a random guess here. 2-1 Ayr.
Aye, I think Bruni will get the win also, John. And I'll say 3-0 to Ayr United at home. Okay, into the B team then, John. The B team last week was abandoned. Don't know why, but it was abandoned. So we'll go into this week's game against Bo'ness. Celtic B against Bo'ness, John, on I think that's Saturday also, John. Yeah, it is. Celtic B versus Bo'ness. What do you think, buddy?
3-2 Celtic.
Okay, 2-1 Celtic. 3-2 and 2-1. Okay, and last on this predictor for this particular weekend, John, we've got the ladies are back in the predictor. It's been a while since we've added them to our predictor. Celtic versus, it's a big one, John. It's a big game, this one. Celtic versus Glasgow City on Sunday. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, they're tough games to call. I've watched a load of the games Celtic women against Glasgow City. Very, very tough games to call. Xander, can go either way, these ones.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go for 1 each.
1-1 for John. It's very, very tough, John, isn't it? I don't think the Celtic ladies are the team they were two years ago, are they? So I'm going to, unfortunately, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Glasgow City. But good luck to the ladies anyway, John. Good luck to the Celtic ladies.
Aye, absolutely, aye.
Yeah. All right, John, that wraps it up for us this week. Friday, short one, just a wee 35, 40-minute one. Doesn't matter, John, about Hearts, Rangers, their new manager, all the other stuff we spoke about. All we want now is for the champions to get right back on track. We want to see the Celtic of the start of last season, John, where we were absolutely flying. We just want that Celtic team to return as quick as possible. I know it's no easy. I know there's a lot of things going on still with the boards and the fans and the groups and everything else that's still all bubbling away there in the background. There's been a few wee adjustments. Things have improved slightly there, John. At least the board are now trying to communicate with the fans groups, etc., John. But it's still there in the background, John. We need to get all that put behind us, concentrate on the action on the park, John, and start with a win against Dundee at the weekend.
Aye. We'll just got to hope that, I don't know, maybe something positive will come out of this game. Maybe it'll start Celtic season, gives a wee kickstart. And saying that, we started not too bad this season. Only 2 points behind the top spot Hearts. But teams in the past have made great starts to the season and then folded. Still very, very early to go calling who's going to win the league or anything like that. It's very early in the season. There's still another 31 games to go. But it's been a good chance for Celtic to kick-start the season and maybe push on a wee 10-game winning run or something like that, Xander. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing okay. We weren't scoring a lot of goals, and then, but still, the defence was still solid and winning games. 1-0 here and there. Now the defence is leaking goals. We just hope the manager's been on the training ground and sorted all the wee issues out, John, because we really can't afford to go any further behind Hearts. You know, they've got all the confidence just now, haven't they? They've got all the confidence. They're getting last-minute winners. You know, they're absolutely flying. And the game against Hearts coming up very soon, actually, John. That is going to be a tremendous game of football.
It will be. It'll be all right. But we just don't know what Hearts is going to show up at Tynecastle as well when we play them. So, that's going to be a very, very tough game. We've seen Hearts turning us over there a few times at Tynecastle. And with them winning constantly, it breeds confidence in them. I was going to say you can see they're confident, but they didn't look confident against Hibs. They looked very, very nervous against Hibs.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Celtic, every team raises their game, so that's going to be game of the season so far when it comes to that. Depends what happens at the weekend, by the way, because you've still got Kilmarnock. Hearts have still got Kilmarnock, sorry, so it's got to see what happens this weekend. Celtic could turn over Dundee and Hearts could draw or get beat with Kilmarnock, or vice versa. We don't know what's going to happen. It's too early to talk about what's important in the Hearts game because we're not there yet, but in the back of our minds, we're looking at that as a season changer for Celtic, that game at Tynecastle. But it's early days, know what I mean?
Yeah, Celtic days. Yeah. And a wee quick look ahead then, John, before we wrap it up. Quick look ahead to the fixtures after the game at the weekend against Dundee, John. We've got obviously Sturm Graz, who recently defeated Rangers on the Thursday, 8 o'clock. So I've got that to look forward to on Thursday nights at Paradise, John. Rangers, they're away to Branflex at 5:45 kick-off on the same night. So they're away to Bran. You know, the BBC, they're such a high-profile team, they don't have a badge next to Bran anyway. And obviously Aberdeen are also in action on Thursday night as well, John, a 5:45 kick-off. Also for Aberdeen away to AEK Athens, John, and then we can look forward to the Hearts game next weekend. But that's a way down the line, John. You're absolutely bang on. Dundee is our total focus and concentration this Sunday, John, and we will do a preview of a post-match, of that on Sunday. Monday, not Sunday, John. We'll do it on Monday because it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, isn't it, John? So Monday, Wednesday, Friday podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And apologies, by the way, I forgot to mention that we didn't come on Wednesday there because there was absolutely nothing to talk about unless you want to talk about under 17 signing new contracts, etc. Some people can talk about that for hours, John. But no, we want to hit the hard-hitting issues, John. So apologies for that. We didn't come on Wednesday, but things are back to normal with the football resuming. Right, John, that bit wraps it up for me, unless you want to add.
No, says all I have to say, Xander. Just looking forward to Sunday, can't wait. Good to see Celtic back in action again. Good luck to Kilmarnock this weekend, of course. We wish them all the best. I hope they put on a fight performance. Derek McInnes' old team, of course. So maybe the boys for Kilmarnock will want to stick one in his pipe.
Yeah, that's it, John. Hopefully you're right. All right, John. We'll stick it in his pipe, yeah. Back to that. McCracken again, is it?
Stick it right in his pipe.
Right, John, we'll wrap it up there. We'll be back Monday for the post-match reaction to Dundee versus Celtic. Hail for now, everybody. Catch you all later, John, and we'll catch you very soon, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
See you later, Xander. Hail.
Hail, John.
The Celtic Forever podcast is a zero advert and zero profit channel. The channel also includes Celtic highlights and player interviews, so join the uninterrupted fun and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.